Hello. Would you like to know more about humanity's spiritual history and our original belief systems and how they've evolved over the years? Well, in this episode of Inspiring Hope video series, we're talking about the highlights in session 7 in Chronicles of Hope Beyond Quietus, Book 1. Stay tuned. Book 2 is off to the publisher. We're going to be soon reading from it as well. I'm Lois Herman, board-certified hypnotist and author of Chronicles of Hope, and I hope you're inspired by this message. So, this is episode 15 in this series. Spiritual history, even the unquietus do not have the power to create life. Earth's creation, they say, was an accident. Earth has been very fortunate. They hope that fortune will continue for many billions of years to come. That choice is entirely up to the human race. Number 2, creation, the process of taking a thought and making it real, is an act of will. It requires only the drive and foresight to make it happen. Too many humans today seek reward for everything they create. Anything that does not bring them reward is somehow not worth creating. This is incorrect thinking. We're all master creators. We should be creating, doing what we're called to do, doing the things that give us joy, that we love. And when we do that, we're putting our energy into the world and we're satisfying our own drive to be. All things have a purpose, even if that purpose is not immediately apparent. When someone comes up with an idea to do something, it means that the thing will eventually be necessary. In many ways, it is Gaia guiding humanity. Mother Nature inspires us for the things that we're called to do, and she shares with us, here's an opportunity. Do you want to take yourself up on this? Gaia does not know the future any more than we do, but she can create trends to create an environment which would be more beneficial. She can also do some damage. So we want to work with her to create a world of peace, beauty, and harmony. Humans have more instinctive ability than they like to think. In a sense, human belief in their intelligence somehow supplants their ability to be instinctive. This is also incorrect. We've kind of thrown the baby out with the bathwater, as they say. We were born and we have these amazing instincts that drive us, but sometimes our intellect gets in the way and we brush aside those things that we know in our heart and in our gut that we need to be doing. Humans retain all of the instincts of all of their ancestors, not just human and pre-human, but all of the instincts from all of the animals in the evolutionary chain. We are all connected. Nothing is created that is not needed. This is an important lesson. So all of the things that have been created over time, we actually have access to tapping into that in our memories. The search for ancient knowledge is very important, and not enough energy is devoted to it. Many humans think only the creation of new knowledge has value. This is also incorrect thinking. All knowledge has value. Its source does not matter. The Atlantean civilization was never fully discovered because they were looking for it in the wrong place. The Altiplano is the current name for what was once Atlantis. There are things that are still to be discovered. And stay tuned for book 2 when we actually discuss Atlantis with the patron god, Re, the god of Atlantis. He gives us a lot of interesting details. 9. The older civilizations survived to help. Lois is part of the carryover of the Lemurian and Atlantean civilizations. That surprised me, and it didn't. I have memory of being on Atlantis. I have memory of being on Lemuria. I didn't know who I was. In book 2, he tells us a little bit more about that, and that was pretty much a surprise to me. Gary was also Atlantean, the last generation of Atlantis, the two of us were. Our clearing consultant was part of a civilization that humans have not yet discovered. Some refer to them as the Anasazi, the race that vanished without a trace. He was once part of the Anasazi. 10. Earth has a long history of life dating back almost to its inception. Gaia has always been a guiding force, not a creating force. The planet is intelligent in and of itself. Some 8,000 years ago is when recorded intelligence began. Many things have been lost in that time. It's a tragedy of human history, but it has been said, history is written by the victors. So there have been so many things that people are accrediting to ancient aliens, and yet it was ancient humans who had these abilities. But because of conquest, those abilities and skills have been lost over time. We need to tap into that inner knowing, that awareness, because it's there. We just need to tap into it and reuse it. Belief systems. The worship of nature, the worship of Gaia, is missing from so many humans today. It is actually more important than we realize. Gaia still exists, but if humans do not listen for her voice, they will not hear. Nature is everything. Look at the beauty outside in nature. Look at the trees, the flowers, the sky, the clouds. Look at the birds, the squirrels. Look at everything in nature and appreciate its beauty. It's when we appreciate its beauty that it uplifts us. We are energized by nature. We can get grounded by nature. We can be enthused, inspired. Nature is everything. It gives us our food, our water. It gives us joy. The technological society is doomed to failure in and of itself. When you adapt to nature, you thrive. If you try to adapt nature to you, you ultimately must fail. There are many beliefs of multiple types of gods. The Unquietists state that the Judeo-Christian belief in one single omnipotent God that is a creator is false. The Unquietists are the oldest living consciousness in the universe, but they do not have the power of creation. They can see the past, yet the future is as hidden from them as it is from anyone. Things happen. Change happens. We can't see the future with exact precision. We can project. We can't know. The Unquietist knowledge of the past and their powers of observation give them the ability to make general predictions and see trends that perhaps a short-lived species such as humanity would not see. They are the oldest and the closest thing to the human belief in God. The Buddhists and the Hindus and many of the earlier religions that believed in multiple gods are somewhat closer to the truth. Gods were created to explain that which humans did not have the knowledge to explain. If you look at the Greek and Roman and Norse mythologies, all of these gods had associated with them some aspect of nature, creation, death, and the more common events which occurred in the world, the rising and setting of the sun, the moon, and the changing of the seasons. Humans have an almost unique need to explain things when they don't understand them, so they create gods to explain what they can't understand. The Unquietist children served as gods. In many of the ancient religions, they were the gods. Many of the things that humans saw were produced by their children in order to get humans to believe in something other than their own personal desires. Religion formed primarily as a way to bring in the masses, to convince people to not blindly kill each other by making them believe there was some reward or punishment in an afterlife with which they would have to address for themselves. In a sense, that is correct. We must pay attention to what we have done in this life. And then in the afterlife, we do our life review and we determine, have we done good things? Have we done some things that have been harmful? We are the ones that judge ourselves. There is no one judging us. We judge our actions in this life. Damaged spirits. When a corporeal being dies and its spirit moves on, all of the memories of everything that spirit did in the body is still part there. If the body lived a life in a way that is contrary to the common good, then that being has to exist with those memories until their next incarnation. They go to a place of healing and awareness, and then we come back and try and do a better job next time. Spirits of beings who are stuck in between and have not gone into what we call the light seem to be stuck in the exact time that they died, and they don't have the ability to evolve their soul, their spirit. The Anquetas tell us it is a question of vibrational level. There is an accepted normal behavior for human life, as there is for any life on any planet of intelligent life. The average human existence operates at an average vibrational energy level. If you're a young spirit, your energy level is slightly lower. If you're an old spirit or an old soul, you vibrated a higher level energy. They go into a lot of this in both of the books, telling us more about how we are energetic beings and how we can adjust our energy to be stronger, whether we're a young soul or an old soul. We're here for a purpose. When a human damages its spirit, either through lack of understanding that it is an immortal being, or by simply not caring, it is very difficult for that spirit to raise its vibrational level sufficiently to go into the light. That spirit can be bound to the dimension of corporeal beings for the lack of the ability to go anywhere else. That's a lot of the work that my colleagues and I do. We help to assist the lost souls into the light. The power of prayer is amazing. If people have prayed for a soul, even if they've been damaged, even if it was an overdose or suicide or a very sad person, if their family members pray for them, chances are we will find them in the light because someone has helped them. It's those souls who have no one and no hope. Those are the ones that are lost and stuck, and we find them all the time and help them to find their place in the light. There are some spirits who are so badly damaged that they actually drop to a lower vibrational level and completely out of corporeal life. Some exist on their own, born in that dimension where they stay. Some will evolve and progress to corporeal existence, but some from a higher existence that are too damaged to reincarnate. Those entities required help from an entity with a higher vibration to heal the damage, to provide them the energy they need to return again. This is the much of the work that myself and my team and my associates do. We help give them the energy to return to where they can start again. To help damaged souls, the Anquetas advise that the effort is in finding these entities to help them. They can be found when an incorporated human seeks help and the lower vibrational energies are discovered that are attached to them. We find these all the time when people will say, something comes over me, or I don't know what happened. All of a sudden I have this feeling of anger and it's not me. Chances are you've picked up a spirit. I liken it to the fact that we pick up germs when we're around somebody. We oftentimes pick up a spirit, and those spirits may actually be some of our relatives that were sad, mad, or lonely and didn't go into the light. So they will hang around their family members. It's very interesting. So rather than simply taking these entities back, it's best to determine if that is where they belong. That is, whether they were born to that energy level or if they are damaged spirits. Healing a damaged spirit will require much more effort. So there's a lot of information in here because this is the work that I do, and I'm constantly asking questions about who are these? Why are they here? I was taught a certain thing, but since I had the opportunity to ask, why not? I'm a very inquisitive person. I'm always asking questions, and we should be asking, and everyone should be asking about this. What is this stuff? I'm sharing what I learned based on what I do to help people, and I hope that it's helpful for you as well. We've identified different types of dark spirits that we call nasties. And we wanted to know if we're correct in assuming that the ones that are more damaged are the ones that are so dark and negative. Some of them are really, really mean. The Anquetas tell us darkness and negativity are subjective terms. We need to talk to the spirit as we have done. I'm very comfortable talking with them. It's kind of like finding a lost child in the department store. I just ask them, what happened to you? How may I help you? And if they're particularly nasty, I call in my archangel buddies, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, and his teams. They will help. They always do. If the spirit is simply looking for food, then it belongs to the lower vibrational realm and can simply return there. Those are the Eves that we've talked about, the emotional energy feeders that are from Gaia. They're just kind of like the algae eaters. So when I find a lot of negative energies around people, I can just help scoop them up and send them back where they belong. Those go very easily. A damaged spirit is subtly different. It will have more predetermination, having once been a high-level spirit. It will have more awareness of itself and more control over its actions. Some of the damaged spirits latch on to incorporated entities in the hope of finding someone like me who can help them to heal so they may return to an incorporated form. Many times it's just they've come to help. They'll come to help a child because the child's being neglected or abused or sad, and these entities will come and they think they're helping. The Anquitas tell us any effort we can make to heal a damaged spirit is worthwhile. Any healing is worthwhile. The first step, of course, is to separate them from the human spirit they're harming. Then try to determine what happened to damage them and try to repair them. Actually, I don't do the repair. They have to repair themselves. I ask my archangel friends to help them into the light, and there is where they get repaired. I consider that I'm just the human delegate. I ask and they respond. The damaged spirits may not even be aware of what they did to hurt themselves. The younger spirits have that problem. It may simply be that nurturing and love is all they need. Like a child needs to be told, you didn't understand what you did. We forgive you and want you to move on. It frequently is as simple as that. Other times that won't be enough. But usually they just want to be heard. They want to be validated. Most often they're ready to go. So if you feel like you have spiritual energies in your house, you can talk to them. What happened to you? You know that there's someone who can help you find your way into the light and peace. And you know what? Many times they will go. There's times, though, that we may not be able to help a particular spirit because it is too badly damaged. We are advised not to injure ourselves in an attempt to help some of these spirits. The work we do is very important, and sometimes it is necessary to let one go to save many others. So if you have a persistent negative spirit around you, you should contact one of my consultants, one of my colleagues. They can help you because we know, number one, that it's not us that do the work. It's the archangels. They help. The Anquitas say their children and children's children are near enough in vibrational energy to humans to be able to help. The children are the archangels. The children's children are people that have been with us, people like Jesus, Kuan Yin, Lao Tzu, different Buddha, different ones that have been here that have shown us the way. Call on them. They can help. They're an unlimited source of energy which can be used for healing if we are willing to call on them. My good friend says there are a whole lot of unemployed angels out there. We just don't call on them. They would love to help. We have to ask. So I'm asking you, please get this book and mark your calendars. 8/8, save the date, August 8th, Chronicles of Hope Book 2, The Collective, will be available for $1. $1 on Amazon, one day only. So please, you're really going to want to take a look at this book. The Chronicles of Hope, the Anquitas, are these ancient ones who are telling us what's going to happen if we don't change. The Collective are the children and the children's children, and this amazing collective of beings who are here to help. And they give us specific information as to what we can do to shift our energy to be more positive. So if you'd like to learn more, please join our Community of Hope meeting, our Inspiring Hope community that we meet on the second and fourth Thursday of every month. You can get there at chroniclesofhope.net. community. Please join us, sign up in these online meetings. We support each other as we shift our energy to be more positive. In this day and age, we really need to be surrounded by other people who support us, who are here for us, and to help us through these challenging times that everyone is facing. So please, please join us on Thursday, this coming Thursday. Actually, that would be today. So I hope to see you tonight. Meanwhile, look up, stay positive, and be the light in someone's day. Take good care.